Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
STAM Studio Network brings you a new series. This is the SART LMSC. SART LMSC stands for Sim Auto Racing Tour Late Model Stock Car Series. Going to be bringing you coverage live from Hickory Motor Speedway tonight. Oh, this is going to be a blast from the past. This is the birthplace of all NASCAR stars, located here in Hickory, North Carolina, just a 0.3-mile track. Going to be kind of tough for our drivers tonight. Nobody on the driver cams. Don't blame you, because going to be sweating your butt off here tonight trying to get a handle on these late model stock cars. It's about 450 horsepower coming at you live as we take a look at our quick standings before qualifying still going on. About 3 minutes left. We got Ethan Johnson, Jared Fowler, Patrick McPeak, Michael Saller, Waylon Nelson II, Trevor Vadden, and Jack Wood right now on our standings. If this is a newer car to you, comparing the Pro late model to the late model stock to even the NASCAR Craftsman truck, huge difference between the top three. Starting with that Pro late model, that engine's about 604 crate, making the same as this late model stock car, 400 to 450 horsepower, but significantly lighter. That tube frame chassis, more aero efficient than that late model stock car, as well as those softer tire compounds. Talking about the car we're racing tonight, stock style body, super stiff suspension. That's a kind of harder tire compound compared to that PLM, and then comparing the late model stock car to the NASCAR Craftsman truck, well, they got about 650 horsepower, way heavier, coming in at roughly 3,400 pounds, tall, bulky, and powerful. Tires, well, they differ from track to track, but those short track tires tend to go pretty quick on the NASCAR Craftsman truck. Going to need precision around this short track tonight. Here you just saw on that, it's not even safer barrier, concrete barrier. America's short track coming at you live from the one, the only STAM Studio Network. Be sure to hit up that live YouTube chat, and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, as we got a packed house here tonight full of the cardboard cutouts. If you're just now joining us, my name is Sean Stam, bringing you coverage from Hickory Motor Speedway. Great night for racing tonight, as you see the flags flapping in the wind. 12-mile-per-hour wind, 67 degrees Fahrenheit. About halfway there, 50, I think that says 50% humidity. After forgiving, my screen's a little small, but gonna have Warren Johnson joining us here a little bit later up in the booth after his series follows in that 86 challenge. Looking at that starting grid once again, Ethan Johnson, Jared Fowler, Patrick McPeak, Michael Saylor, Waylon Nelson, and once again, Jack Wood in that number 91. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of be on my toes here, because I know Warren's just having a quick bite to eat and going to join me here in just a little bit, so If I get a little shocked, that is why. But we'll thank the sponsors real quick. We could not be here. You'll see them flowing with that top right screen the whole night, but we could not be here without DCT Towing, Rumble Graphics, KC Designs, SimWrapMarket.com, Nelson Designs, Nelson Roofing, KC Athletics, LM Racing, and Whiplash Sim Cams. Wondering what that was. I think I heard a little driver chatter there. It looks like Ethan Johnson, Jared Fowler, just about ready to kick this thing off. If you are just now joining us, new cars for Sam Studio Network. This is the late model stock car. We're gonna have, oh boy, we got Dodges, we got Fords, we got Chevys on the field today. It's gonna be a blast. See, the track is a little dirty, already kicking up some gravel. Get yourself a beverage of choice, a bucket of popcorn, because you are going to want it here on Sam Studio Network. We are just about to kick things off and get going green here on the SART LMSC. Appreciate everybody getting out here tonight. Not only the cardboard cutout, but there in YouTube chat as well, and just watching this stream. Don't see any YouTube comments yet, but we will get there, and be sure to, hey, just make a random pick on who's going to win, because we have never seen these drivers here on SSN, so this is about to be a blast. That pace truck is going to dive for safety, and we're going to get ready to get the green flag out here from Hickory Motor Speedway. And we're rolling. Green flag is out. Ethan Johnson going to start from the pole, and he will retain it. Jared Fowler, Patrick McPeck, battling for P2. That's the 69 running that bottom line. Little slide up there on the exit of 4 as here comes Waylon Nelson trying to make that high line work. And oh, you got to wait till this track gets rubbered in just a little bit if you're Waylon back here running P4. Hopping on board with Waylon there now as driver's starting to get just a little single file throughout the field, and you're going to want that as early as you can. Going to want to save this right front, right rear on this late model stock car. Remember, we're working with 450 horsepower on these vehicles. Biggest mover right now tied with Jack Wood there. Waylon Nelson, Jack Wood, both up 1 spot each. Looking back at Waylon Nelson here. These guys in the chip out of 4. Just wait till this tire rubber starts to get laid down. The second groove starts to work itself out. But right now, Ethan Johnson still out to the lead here in the SART late model stock car series. Little train starting right here with Jared Fowler, Patrick McPeck, Waylon Nelson, as well as here comes Jack Wood. A side-by-side battle with Michael Saylor here. Just burning up that right front, but trying to get that spot early. And you see up in the top left here, folks, we are already coming to lap 8, about to be lap 9. These laps are going to tick off pretty quick here from Hickory Motor Speedway, 0.3 mile track. Battle for P2 heating up as we're looking side by side. There's Jared Fowler, Patrick McPeck on that 69 trying to run the bottom. Ooh, nice pass there for Jared Fowler. Makes it stick. Gets the spot from Patrick. New engine sounds here for me once again. Matter of fact, I just had to buy this car in the iRacing universe, but I am no stranger to oval racing myself. Believe me, have about 3,300 on a good day. Oval iRating, and seeing these guys go side by side like this. Ooh, look at the open entry for Patrick. Not going to work. Continues to lose spots. That's Waylon Nelson going by. No crossover action here. Trying for the 69. Not going to make it stick. Better run out for number 9. Oh, I say that. Hang on now. I've never been. Oh, you see it here. This is why I don't like running official short track racing, is because just how fast things happen. Oh my goodness! Oh, bump back. Let's see what happened there between Waylon Nelson and Patrick here. Little tight off of 4. I didn't see any contact here. Here's where the number 9 slides up. 69 not gonna like that. And then maybe a little shove here coming into turn 3, or not a shove, but he's He solidified that racing line, did Patrick there out of the 69. Ooh, there's the contact between the left rear, and yep, there's that wall contact. There we go. That's all it takes, and that number 9 is now up 2 spots since the start of the race. Patrick McPeak and Michael Saylor here still battling for 4th, 5th. Our leader of the race continues to be Ethan Johnson, but how long can he hold off Jared Fowler for P2, folks? A little onboard action here from our second place running cars. He is right on the left rear quarter panel. Little contact between our leader as a little blinking out occurs. Side by side coming to the stripe. Who has it? They're going to give it to Jared Fowler this lap. We are leaning on each other coming out of 2. It does not get tighter, and that's as Jared Fowler muscles his way to the lead. Don't count out Ethan just yet. Maybe cools down his right front, right rear. But also Waylon Nelson, he is coming with a head of steam. Don't count him out as well. Back there, P3. A little bit smaller field here tonight on this short track, but that is A-okay with me because we haven't had one caution yet tonight. Nobody gone down a lap, and although Ethan Johnson, has lost the lead, I think we could possibly be in for a last couple lap finish here, as lots of these guys very similar on pace. And matter of fact, Waylon Nelson, Patrick McPeak still gaining pace on our leaders up here. Looking at the lap time history between Ethan Johnson and Waylon Nelson right now. Waylon is coming, guys. I said it. He is about 0.096 seconds last lap faster. See what he is, lap 22 here, just about even. He is coming, though. It's visual here up in the booth, and comparing Nelson to McPeak right there behind. Lap times just about the same as Patrick, struggling to get by that number 9. 27 continues to lose pace here. Alrighty, this is Ethan Johnson still. I don't know how he's holding off Waylon with as much steam as the number 9 he's coming with. I mean, you see the Ford decals there on the front. That Mustang, he will move Ethan if just next couple laps or 2 if he thinks he's holding him up just enough, and hop on board with Waylon here now. And Andalusia, I'm not familiar with that. Waylon Nelson II. If you guys on there in YouTube chat familiar with that, or even I'll take a look at where our second place runner Ethan Johnson, his hometown. Hudson, oh, there you go, almost home race for you there in North Carolina. Having a great run, Ethan, but man, I'm gonna have to watch out for that number 9 as he is just sizing up a pass, getting it ready. Here he comes down the inside. Little contact out of turn 4. Waylon going to make it stick. Contact with the outside wall, and we're going to have contact hard into the barriers. Waylon does a flip. AMR safety team down here stat. Oh, Waylon is beached on the barrier. Oh, no. I thought we could have had a caution-free race there. My gosh, that happened quick.
Wow.
Oh, what good timing here up in the booth. Oh my goodness gracious.
What an incident to come in on.
All right, looking at the contact there right in front of the cardboard cutout fail. So driver went underneath him.
Oh my goodness. You do not see that every day in this type of racing.
Definitely not. Welcome in, Warren Johnson. You got the 86 challenge here coming up next on Stam Studio Network. My goodness, if you saw an 86 challenge car, or even an MX-5 take off like that, that'd be a little scary.
That's a bad day for one of those cars. Wow. But these cars, I think, are a lot tougher and can take some damage like that. But well, I stepped into some craziness going on here tonight. Wow, this looks like to be an exciting race tonight.
I see what you did there. It is. So far, this has actually been our first caution flag of the night. As we actually have some pit road takers. Jared Fowler, see at the right side of his car getting lifted up. Some new tires. Patrick McPeak. Jack Wood. I wonder if that's the real NASCAR driver, Jack Wood, or truck driver. Ethan Johnson's going to stay out, and Waylon Nelson, he's going to take the tow after ending up on his lid. My goodness, and we'll have to see again that car that went underneath Waylon here. That was crazy. We'll get a slow-mo shot of that. But what you been up to today, Warren? You having a good day?
Oh yeah, I've been having a great day, just preparing for tonight's race, and then just decided to join you here in the booth. And you know what a race to join. This is looking awesome, and I'm really liking, because I'm not used to this type of racing usually. I don't do much oval racing, but I definitely love it. Love all sorts of racing, so this is going to be interesting to watch for sure.
I think so. We are going to be in for a treat. As a matter of fact, here we are. Green flag once again. We are too wide. Oh. What just happened? We went green for a second. Now we're under caution once again.
Maybe debris or something.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're going to back this back down. I know, once again, for you guys just now joining in, it only says 7 drivers, but this I'm okay with this at a short track. It's keeping the drivers level just a little bit, and I know we don't have any live driver cams tonight for this series.
Can you imagine 30 drivers on here?
Oh,
that would just be that'd just be impossible.
I think I saw an iRacing post one time where a league owner accidentally chose a short track for like a multi-class series race where they had prototypes, racing threes, and you know at that point, Warren, the show must go on. They ended up running that.
That would have been awesome to be a part of, honestly. You know, I like sometimes little mistakes like that, tend to lead to good things. And man, that would have just been absolutely crazy to witness or be a part of.
As okay, I think I'm figuring out what's happening here. We're getting wave around settled. We're getting guys lined up where they should be. So that's why we had a quick green and then a quick caution here come back out. But man, Sonoma, I'm a little familiar with that here tonight for the 86 challenge. I know that you actually have some real life laps over there, living over in the West Coast, the best coast.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's our home track at 86 Challenge, and we're excited. We're gonna be racing there in real life, and I think in not this next coming week, but in 2 or 3 weeks we'll be there, and it's gonna be a great race. It's such a great track. It's very difficult, and it's pretty dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous tracks in America, I believe. But it's gonna be a good time, and we keep it safe there, and the looks like the pace car's pulling off there. We're gonna go green flag racing here.
Jared Fowler, that's that number 96, trying to wrap the outside line. I think the only time you can make it work is, I thought we'd look 3 wide for a second, but that number 38, Michael Saylor, he's making the bottom, he's wrapping the apron, does not get the run off turn 4, make that Jared Fowler out to the lead.
Wow, just looking at these cars, I'm looking at these liveries. These are beautiful cars, don't you think? Wow, you don't usually see such nice cars, but all of these guys today have a great livery going on.
A little throwback action there, I think, out of the 27, and got Mopar, a Dodge Challenger late model stock car running there right behind. Lots of different series showing out, even though we really only have one manufacturer in iRacing. You see that, the decals there on that Mopar, number 38, Michael Saylor, after losing the lead here running P3 to Jared Fowler, or to be P3 to Ethan Johnson, and then Jared Fowler in the lead. But oh boy, this is a little bit different than Sonoma, sure. Warren, I think Sonoma's the short track of road course racing, but these laps ticking off quite a bit faster than what we will in just an hour or two here on Stam Studio Network.
We're already over halfway done. I've never been a part of a race this short. This is just absolutely crazy. But I can see how this would be fun for a little sprint action here. I might have to join up one of these days and getting part of one of these races. This looks fun, honestly. I see those drivers sliding up the track, coming onto the main straightaway, if you want to call it that, and they're kicking up dust. Is that them hitting the wall just a little bit, or just getting up into the dusty part of the track?
Man, I'm glad you mentioned that, Warren. It's some of these guys could be scraping the wall a little bit off exit, but what that I believe is just the dirtier part of the track. You see that in road racing as well. You kind of get the lines that aren't used as much until they start being rubbered up, and drivers got to search around. But yeah, that's that gravel being kicked up out beneath these cars, and oh, not as much grip out there, but possibly just some guys searching around. I saw another puff of smoke there.
Yeah. These guys are really driving those cars hard, you know, and you getting that close to the wall. But, you know, these cars probably can take a fair amount of beating and still lay down that power. So looks like we're kicked down, hammer down here, and we're having no problems. These cars are having no problems tonight.
Yeah, man, you said it best. Elbows out here in this late model stock car. The tires are going to start to wear within just a couple laps here, and that's when handling will really start to become an issue. Now, for the first time tonight, we've had a driver go down a lap.
Was that a lap car? I was going to say, was that a lead change, or that's a lap car? Okay.
Yeah, that's Waylon. He had a lot of speed here earlier tonight, but unfortunately going to go down a lap. And the battle for P1 still just over, or just under half of a second now. But I mean, if you're the leader here of Jared Fowler, you love to see the lap car in your mirror here, because he's separating you between that 27, who is for position. Matter of fact, here comes Ethan now down the inside.
There he goes. You know, and it's interesting with this type of racing, you are constantly within, 1/10. You're in 1/10, 2/10 the entire race. You know, these drivers are racing for hundredths of seconds. You know, and compare that to what we do in 86 Challenge, where you try to make up seconds over a longer period of time. These guys are fighting for hundredths of a second every single turn, and all of it matters. It's definitely a completely different type of racing, and, each type of racing, there's no discredit to either of the, different styles of race. This is just as hard or harder than road racing, in my opinion, as you see them get up into the wall there a little bit with another puff of smoke. But, these drivers are talented to do this for 75 laps. As you see, we have 21 laps to go now. This is quite impressive, man. I've tried NASCAR racing and oval racing before on iRacing, and it is difficult, so as a road racing guy myself, I have a ton of respect for oval racers. It is difficult, really difficult.
Yeah, it's funny to get kind of the other perspective of things, because I come from the oval side, and man, road racing is difficult. After a race or two of that, I mean, call me done for the day. It's mental and physical wear on the driver. But it's the same thing here, especially short track racing. I mean, sure, you can get in a groove a little bit better, but my goodness, turning the wheel for this many times in such a short amount of time, it definitely does start to wear on the driver. And speaking of wear on the driver, Ethan's probably thinking, okay, Waylon, I got places to be here, but he's just struggling on making a pass here to get close to our leader, Jared Fowler.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pulling for that 27. We got similar last names, so that's my pick to win tonight for sure. He's got a great looking car there too. I'm loving everything about this guy, so I'm pulling for him tonight.
Bonus points if you can tell me what that throwback. I know it's a little bit before my time, but I swear it does look familiar. Some sort of, I don't know, 60s, 70s, or maybe even a Miller Lite, maybe.
I was gonna say it's a Miller Lite or like a old Coors car. I think it's Miller though. I'm pretty sure it's Miller. I think who used to drive that gold and red back in the day? I want to say Rusty Wallace, but I don't think it was him. I'll have to get back to you on that, but that is a great looking car. And, I also like the whose car is it? I think it's the 91 there in the back. He has I like that livery too. That reminds me of the old like Casey Kane days when they were driving the Dodges in the NASCAR series with that specific font, and it seemed like all those cars had some sort of 9 or 1 in them. I mean, I really like the look of those cars, and I was a big Casey Kane fan myself, along with Jeff Gordon back in the day and when I was a kid. But you gotta really respect those old liveries, and then these guys. That's a cool looking car right there.
Love that when these drivers are. I mean, that's the thing with iRacing. You can throw back with your faves. We see Rob Edge, one of our faves there in YouTube chat. Welcome back, and Oh boy, we could get a caution before this thing is over. Look at Patrick using the apron to try and get a little bit more rotation. Well, this time he misses it in the 69, but I noticed that the past few times they're turn one, there's another wall contact for Jack Wood. Oh man, Patrick is possibly running out of patience here, but it's so hard to make a pass. Warren, you know that, especially on the road course side of things. There's certain tracks that just it's a little bit harder to set up and make that pass on.
Absolutely, yeah. It's you have to. It's a whole plan. I remember, who was it? Daniel Higgins 2 races ago at where were we? Mid Ohio, where he planned that move around the outside, but it set him up for the next one. Oh, we got a little bump and run here, possible.
I was thinking.
He didn't get the run, but he did get the bump. That's for sure. So these guys are chasing. We have 6 laps to go. Can you believe that, Sean? We've been here for 10 minutes, it seems like, but it is a fun time.
No kidding. This battle is
he's looking on the inside.
Oh, he's quarter. Now
on the
clear.
apron. Oh, that was a close one. Wow. Props to that driver for hanging on to that car.
Oh,
not taking
contact.
them both.
He spins
there
him.
we go. There's the bump and run. He got it both done this time. Wow. Then the 69 puts him in the wall. We got a caution with 4 laps to go. Are we going to finish this race in a caution?
We
the
should
AMR.
have green-white checker. I'll double-check that in the UI here in just a second. But, yeah, Ethan Johnson out of Hudson there, North Carolina. Going to go around. We'll take a look at a quick replay. I do believe green-white checkers will be in store. I'll double-check just a sec after a look at what happens here. We're already a little bit of bumping here.
He's going to try to get it down on the apron on the last lap, and then I think he just got too much of a run and right up into him. Definitely got both done, bump and run that time. And, he's making it work for him. I'm not sure he's going to be too happy about that one in the 27. Definitely not. He ruined a good-looking car there. I wouldn't be too happy.
Just maybe too deep in there for the 20, or not the 27, excuse me, the 69 possibly, but I don't know. Those drivers have been racing with such respect here tonight. You hate to think that was on purpose. Definitely, I mean,
no,
gotta
not
be racing
at all.
incident, mistake.
It wasn't on purpose at all, no.
As I take a quick look and double check our racing rules here. We do have, where is it?
It's ticking the laps down per the caution, so
we do have one chance at a green-white checkered, so, okay, depending on, okay, if we go green here before, okay, this is, to sum this up, to make this as simple as possible, this will basically be 2 green-white checkers here, so we'll have one chance at 3 laps, and then if we don't get it, we'll get another chance. But for Jack Wood, yes, lights are out on that pace truck. Jared Fowler, Jack Wood going to lead us to the green flag. Hickory Motor Speedway, this is what all boils down to here on Stam Studio Network. Contact further back of the pack.
Oh, into the wall goes the 91. That was a great start from that white car. I couldn't see the number. Yeah, he had a great start, that 86 car. Another one goes in the wall. What a bad day. Oh, another one. Final lap.
I think
it looks like it's.
Did the caution?
Oh man.
Okay, don't look at the graphic here. Caution did wave, so we're gonna get another chance at that green flag.
Wow.
Checkered here. What just happened?
I don't know. This is just unbelievable. You don't see this type of racing and what we do, but that's what's exciting about this type of racing. And I can't wait to see what unfolds here in these last couple laps. Is there going to be some retaliation? What's going to happen?
All right, here's that restart, and this is when all heck's going to break loose. It'll stack up. 27 sends the 91, and then we're going to stick with this battle because there's contact after the caution comes out here.
27 got into the wall there, looks like, and then the 81 got on the apron, and the 9 came up underneath the 27. Wow, there's just all sorts of stuff going on. That one almost looked intentional. I'm not sure, though. If we could rewind that a little bit and go back and see, but he might have not been happy about something earlier on. Well, he's doing. We victory donuts already.
Okay, I guess the graphics. Okay, you have to excuse me. This was our first race with SART here, but I was told I just checked the UI, and that should have been a green-white checkered with when we took that green flag. I guess we'll take a look at Yep, this is the contact, and that was just official. So like you said, the laps continued to wind down, and so we didn't miss any racing. That was the end of it.
That was the end. Wow, what a finish to that race.
What an interesting. I have never seen a finish such. I mean, so weird like this in iRacing. Maybe it was just weirdly timed when we were coming across the start-finish line. Oh boy.
Yeah. And, you know, and props to the winner of the race. He got that.
Jared
he got
Fowler.
that massive start. That was a great start. If you go back and look at the restart on that, it was absolutely perfect. He was 2 car lengths ahead by the first turn, it seemed. Jared Fowler winning. What a good-looking car that is, too.
Let's take a real quick look at what you were saying, his start, and then we're going to see if we can get some driver interviews before. Well, there's a whole nother hour. But
he got a wow! Look at he's already 2-3 car. He got a little bump from that red and black car, kind of on the start, but he used that momentum to go and win the race. As all this that was obviously someone wasn't too happy there. But hey, you know that's what happens in this type of racing, and you know I say let them fight, you know, let them go at it.
So I'm still trying to break down what happened here. Either that was a case of just excellent timing there on the green-white checker, or a natural green-white checker. But you see the pace cars out, and well, the Barney's he's already whipping the checkered flag. So we're gonna have to go back see what happens there. But for right now, let's see if we can get at least a top 3 or even race interview here. Oh, we got Jared Fowler already up in the booth. Jared, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, this will help us out here instead of trying to guess. Man, what happened? That was great. Crazy last 3 laps.
Yeah, man, it was getting wild there. That 27, he was driving kind of crazy there for a while. With my teammates there. He started off with he drove the 9 car into the wall there, was pinching him off. And
I've seen that, yeah.
And then he's running my other teammate over and just spun him out there on the last 3 laps.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just wild.
You had a great start on the replay. That was a great start. What happened on the replay there? You got a bump from behind or something? You were 3 car lengths ahead into turn 1.
Yeah, when I usually try and time the start just right, especially when I got somebody behind me bumping me. I always like to time it just right. When they go to bump me, that's when I always go to the gas.
That's a great strategy.
Well, I got experience in real cars, so that always helps.
Well, congratulations here once again, Jared Fowler, on your win. Is there anybody who makes this possible, or any sponsors, family members?
Yeah, I want to thank Weather Nelson. He does all my paint schemes and everything for me. And I just want to thank the whole Team 9 crew. We're always on the rail every time we hit the racetrack.
Appreciate you there, Jared Fowler. Congratulations on the season opener win here tonight from Hickory Motor Speedway.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see. We got Mr. Patrick in here, maybe?
Yep, that's me.
Hey, there he is, Mr. Patrick McPeak. Correct me if I'm wrong there on that last name, but man, nice run here tonight.
You got my last name right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, walk us through the quick 75 lap race here from Hickory. I mean, there was a little bit of bumping, a little bit of running, and man, nice run here for the 69 tonight.
Yeah, really good run here at my home track, man. Very happy the way our Grizzly Steel structured Ford Mustang 69 car actually did a really fast job of trying to keep the line up. Started getting a little bit tight, close about halfway. Then we had that halfway caution, which was pretty much a regular wreck caution. So we went out there and changed tires, and came back out and ended up getting back up to second. But it was just, I don't know what happened in that last half of the race. It just got very, very rough. And the 27, I don't know if the 27 car, he was just pretty much making problems all night. He was trying to shove me down the apron pretty much underneath the yellow line on turn 3 and 4. And I just had enough of him and gave him a little nudge to let him know I wasn't happy. he ended up losing talent and ended up wrecking. So that's what happens with no talented driver trying to run a late model race.
Oh boy, this late model stock car, this racing is going to bring out some tensions here this season. We already see it the first race, but can also, we see things that happen up here in the broadcast booth. Try to give the everybody replays of them and such. Warren, before we move on to Michael Saller there getting P3, and do you have anything for Patrick here in P2?
Yeah, P2, that's a great result, especially on a race like this with all the different incidents happening. And, we were kind of talking about that. We kind of saw the 27 car, and as you heard the other driver were talking about, not too happy with maybe how he was driving and stuff. And that I feel I come from a road racing series, so I don't do much oval, but I know that is what this type of racing is all about. If you're driving someone into the walls and down on the apron the whole time, you're going to get put in the wall. And that's what you did. And I think that's totally acceptable in some cases, especially this one. And, props to you for that. That this is the type of racing you guys are out there to fight 75 laps on the short track race. So, props to you on that P2 is a good move. I can't wait to see for the rest of the season.
I always tell everybody this: if you're running Hickory Motor Speedway and you leave the track with a perfect car, you didn't run good at all because you were too busy doing stuff.
That's damn right.
That's how I tell everybody running Hickory.
Gotta love it, Sean. Gotta love it.
Alrighty, Patrick. Who are we thanking before we move on to Mr. Michael Saylor there in P3?
Well, I want to thank all my family and everybody that's watching. I also want to thank Logan Santich from Grizzly Structure sponsoring me for the race here, and I want to thank Waylon Nelson for designing my car. He does an outstanding job doing cars. So you need to go look up Nelson Painting. You'll end up getting some good stuff. And I also want to thank Nelson Roofing for sponsoring us here tonight.
All right, appreciate that, Patrick, and congratulations once again on your P2 finish.
Yeah, thank you, man. Also, thank you for putting this race on.
Oh, of course, man. It's a blast up here in the booth.
You guys have a good one.
You too. There, Michael, number 38. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, congratulations on getting P3 here tonight in quite an eventful-filled race. What was it like behind the wheel of the late model stock car tonight? Little bit of bumping, little bit of running.
It was a little aggressive, actually. It was
Big
pretty
time,
rough.
man. Big time.
I used to like to sit back and enjoy the race, let everybody beat and bang on each other, save my tires. But I figured I'd save them. I was hoping for a caution towards the end because I was still on the tires from the beginning of the race. I never pitted.
I was going to ask, how did that the caution that came out around midway influence the strategy? But wow, did not pit on these tires, still to come home with a P3. Pretty impressive run.
Yeah, I usually try to plan out how I push my car in the beginning. I drop the whole way to the back and just save my tires. That way, in case it did go the whole way, I figured everybody else would burn their tires up.
Well,
but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, a little bit of audible there in the strategy. Is there anybody that makes this possible for you to come out and race with us here tonight, Michael?
Myself, actually.
There you go.
I drive and race car in real life, too, so I sponsor myself.
A little M.E. Ricky Bobby action there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I have to thank, I guess, my wife for putting up with me for doing this, so. Other than that, thank my sponsors, my actual sponsors that I have on my car, actually sponsors on my real race car, too, so. Helmick Motors, Hoover's Outfitting, MS Mobile Solutions, J&D Cattle, and myself. I do all my paint and everything myself, too.
Well, great run here tonight, Michael Saylor. This is going to about conclude it for Warren and I up here in the booth at Stam Studio Network. Before we get going, we'd like to thank all you drivers for coming out tonight. Thank everybody in YouTube land, and of course the sponsors. Couldn't be here without DCT Towing and Recovery, Rumble Graphics, KC Designs, KC Athletics, SimRapMarket.com, Nelson Designs, Nelson Roofing, LM Racing, and Whiplash Sim Cams. That's going to do it for our coverage here on Stam Studio Network. Be sure you join us in about 2 hours from now. We'll be bringing you coverage road course racing from Sonoma, MX-5s versus GR86. This has been Warren Johnson, Sean Stam up in the booth. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks a lot.